one would say it's a cycle of nature. So
Yes, well, nature, I guess that's really what we have tempered with is nature, but
no, it's fine.
I know.
So when you say
It's real stuff.
tamper,
Fucked with it, I said. We're being very real here, you fucked with it.
when
Fucked
you
with
say
it.
we tamper with
It's
nature,
tempered.
do you really think these earthquakes happen because
Well,
of human made? Is it man made?
Again,
No.
it's to me like a sign.
They're not.
It's a
They're
sign.
not man made.
Well, I don't think if we were here, let's put it this way, if we weren't here, there would be paradise where we would be living, coexisting with other animals in harmony. I don't think these things would be happening. Bottom line, I don't think that would be happening. We wouldn't have these.
Nah, really.
Well, how can you
I don't buy
deny?
it.
But how can you deny though the impact that we human beings have on our natural habitat?
I'm not denying.
Well done.
I'm not denying, but I'm saying, to some extent, nature is just doing what nature does, and we have
Right,
these
right.
earthquakes. So it's a natural process from what.
Right. Well, it's a natural process, but that's the whole point, because we are not acting in harmony with nature. That's really the point that I'm making. Because we are controlling nature. We're using nature to play our little game, which is all about production, consumption, and business, and the market.
Mm-hmm.
And and again, the problem throughout human history has been us versus them. The masses have suffered, while those in power, they got more power and they wanted more power, because it's all about power.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason for why these things are happening.
Really?
Because we are well disconnected from each other, and we are controlling nature. And nature cannot be controlled, because nature it's a natural system. And we're trying to domesticate nature, but it's not going to work.
So let's accept that nature is doing what nature does,
Right.
and we can't control nature. So let's not blame ourselves for our lack of control or for the fact that nature is mad.
Right.
Do you know, centuries ago, people were offering, some tribe leaders were offering people as a sacrifice, maybe to calm the gods.
Yes, right.
You see what I mean? So at that point, what
But if you again,
did we do against nature at that point? On the contrary, people were dying just to calm the gods.
But see, the thing is, the question is, well, nature. When you look at nature, nature to me is everything, and that's what God is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a universe. It's everything. It's one. But see, as we human beings came into the picture, we acted as if we are above, as if we are God, and we took control. And that's, to me, always has been, ever since I looked at it as a kid, it's a no-no.
Mm-hmm.
You just don't do that without suffering the consequences, because there will be consequences. There have to be. Because we're disrupting the natural system.
Fine, I get that.
You got
I
that?
get that
He gets that. You get that?
I get that.
You got that.
There's no, it's a cause and effect kind of thing.
Right.
So,
If we wouldn't have tampered with nature, if we wouldn't have become separate from nature and acted like God in this world, where we're controlling this world, we wouldn't have the problems that we're having today. Especially not like these. No, I don't believe that. We wouldn't. Because the Earth, again, it's a breathing organism. And of course there are natural disruptions like earthquakes, and tsunamis and things like that. But again, what we human beings, how we have, the impact we had, or we have, continue to have, even if we would stop all driving cars tomorrow and all industry tomorrow, this process is irreversible. And you can't really deny that. And so to me, all of these things are happening is because we tampered with nature. Because we're acting as if we're disconnected from nature. We're disconnected. All I am saying is, and that's, I think these things that are happening around the world, they're showing us that, is that we're living in the wrong paradigm. And that paradigm is, we take what we want, we control this world, we just build more stuff, we have all this internet and all these scientific development and what we call healthcare, and we have religion and we have entertainment industry. It's about industry, right? But the industry and these things that we build, they're kind of like dead. We build them and we use them. They're tools, but they're dead. Like money, what is it? But then if you look at the stuff that we have created and then the paradigm that we live in, like which is the market, and then you look at nature. You look at, for example, how a tree evolves. And look at flowers, you look at the ocean, look at the mountain, look at all of that, It's like, they don't go together at all. And that's...
What do you suggest?
Yeah. But what we can do, and that's the blessing, and that's what I'm trying to draw attention to, is we have time. And the point is is using our time to kind of to try to go beyond the illusion, go beyond the fear, especially the fear.
And
Because
do
I
what?
think these see, well, okay,
Do what?
but see that's the thing. Actually, beautiful. I'm glad you said that. It's not about what we need to do. There's nothing we need to do. Nothing we really can do. The only thing would be what is really the point is to kind of to be more aware and to be more connected, become more connected to
So,
our true
our-
essence.
Okay.
Not the fabricated, synthetic.
What's our true essence?
It's love.
It's love.
It's love. Of course, it's love.
So, saying that we might not need to do anything, we just need to come back to our true essence,
Right.
which is
Right.
love.
Right. Make peace.
Make peace.
Make peace with ourselves. The healing of this world, I believe, it needs to begin from within ourselves, because in a way we are the world. We are the universe. And if you just replace all of that fear that resides within, and all of that anger, and in a way, in reality also, we gotta look at it this way: we all fight our own personal wars with certain people in our life who we perceive to be the problem. And I think it's also important to remember that they are not the problem. The problem is not outside of us. The enemy is not outside of us, because the enemy is us. But at the same time, also God is us, because God resides within. And I think that's what we are here to remember. That these things that are happening is kind of like, wow, snap out of it. Because all of this other stuff, like the day-to-day routine, like going to work and trying to survive and buying ourselves whatever we're buying ourselves, and entertainment and all that, that's illusion. Because that's actually the reason for why all of these things happen in the first place. Because we've created all of that industry and all of these things.
I think to put bread on the table, you have to work.
Well,
I think even in paradise, I don't think paradise is a place where you just watch TV all day.
well, actually, I like the idea of, when you think about that, hunters and gatherers. What they did, they were hunting and they were gathering stuff for themselves to just eat it. They didn't store it to get a lot, to have more than others and then sell it. They were just picking whatever works for them. And see,
You
they
know,
were like,
after you have, when that works if you have only one mouth to feed, which is yours. But then when you have two mouths,
right.
but then when you have a village to feed,
Right.
then you have a city,
But
a
the
country.
interesting
All
thing-
of a sudden,
right.
we are 6 billion people
I know.
that need food,
Yes. But the interesting thing is,
and
there
there's
is
more
enough,
water
there is
than
enough
land.
to go. There is enough to go around for everyone.
There's more water than land.
Right,
You have
that's
to
true.
feed 6 billion people.
Right.
How do you do that?
Hmm?
Like, how do you do that? You have to create. You have to find a way to create
But you cannot create a system.
Food.
You cannot create a system.
resources.
Right. Well, yes, and also we create resources. I also reminding that we are to be resourceful in how we can feed ourselves and how we can, just take what we need in order to survive. See, if there's a system to try to basically distribute those things among
Voilà,
the people.
I see. Maybe there's a distribution factor here. A
Because many-
distribution issue.
Yes, yeah. Because there are many times that system, there are those who are like take advantage. They're like, hey, they take a little bit for them.
No, in the U.S. we
Our corrupt.
basically throw in the garbage at least
Yes.
40% of
Yes,
our food.
yes.
That's a
It's
fact.
terrible, yeah.
No, a quarter of what we buy goes to garbage
I know.
eventually. So it's totally.
Throwaway society, yeah,
and,
sure.
And while in some other places, they live with less than $1 per day.
Yes,
It's-
yes.
Totally, I can think. I agree with you that
So something is wrong. with this,
yeah, something is wrong
Uh-huh.
with
We would have to. We human beings would have to agree, right?
the.
Instead of somebody saying, okay, then we have a leader, and we are looking for the leader, and hoping for the leader is going to be just, and the king and all of that. That's bullshit, because it's about us, the people, and that includes everyone. It's not us versus them. It's not an authority outside, which we then hope they will be good to us and take care of us, because that power corrupts. Power always corrupts if you give power away. And I think what's really happening is that people kind of taking power back.